I couldn't hear what you said. It cut out, so I'm gonna keep moving.
Okay, alright.
What? Why can't you play that fucking track anymore, bitch?
Bitch.
It's too cool.
I can't play
Aggression.
my Dread fucking playlist anymore.
Oh no.
Why not?
It just says it's unavailable. I can't play it.
Not allowed.
Oh no, is this another fucking thing where they changed the goddamn stuff and now I can't play fucking Spotify playlists? Hydra, you whore.
How weird.
Hydra,
I
you
thought all that it
slut.
did was fucking Spotify.
Exactly.
Is it dead?
I can't imagine
Is
why
Spotify
it wouldn't
dead?
be allowed to. No, Spotify's fine.
I know.
I can't imagine why you wouldn't be able to play Spotify. That's so dumb.
No, Spotify.
Spotify's fucking dead, guys.
Good.
Can't believe it.
Spotify.
Well, it's fun.
Well,
Try a
while you
different-
figure.
Yeah, you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go.
Okay. So, last time we left off, you guys had been traveling around trying to get some more clues. You spoke with a Dr. John Wheatcroft, who works as a teacher for the university. Specifically, he handles some of the
Coronary course.
Yeah, that stuff. And he was the one who had taken care of Dr. Leiter's body, the one that you shot full of a bunch of bullets after some spooky stuff happened.
He wasn't mad, though.
He seemed pretty chill with that. What did get him mad was being called a fraud. That did upset him quite a bit.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have been a fraud.
To be fair, he's not a fraud.
He just lied. Which
like a fraud.
Frauds lie, but not all liars are frauds.
Exactly.
But is that not what a fraud is?
Not necessarily.
No. I think a fraud normally there has to be an intent for self-gain.
Okay, we have to move on from this before we get into it.
We can't get into this. All right. But he did talk a little bit, and you guys horribly broke this man by forcing him to deal with the fact that not all of what was happening could be explained. And he revealed a quite disturbing little tidbit that he had heard. That being that the thing had said, "I found an escape."
That is a little bit disturbing. No one bothered to tell me that.
Oh, hey,
you
by the
haven't
way.
been back.
I know, I've heard summaries from multiple people and no one's mentioned that.
Well, you can blame them. Anyway.
It was in the notes.
One of them was you.
Yeah, why don't you read the notes? Do your homework, man.
What notes?
Do your homework, man.
The note page in Roll20.
Don't bat me. Sorry.
Just one of the boys attacking.
Yeah, Alex, don't bat her. The fuck?
Ludin occasionally decides during our game that he wants attention. And so he reaches up and he very lightly bats at my hand until I give him pets.
Yeah, when I'm on my cycling machine, Pat just decides, like, I want to be in your lap. But I'm biking. Cycling machine.
He's so polite about batting it too that I don't want to say no.
Right? They know how to do this.
Anyway.
They are con artists.
They are. So, after that little incident, you guys were heading out when you ran into a nice good friend of yours. And that would be Anthony. Trying to find his last name again. Anthony Flinders, who is the undergraduate student that has been enthusiastic about helping all of you. He was trying to be very insistent and almost kind of push Samson around a little bit, not directly, but like he was definitely trying to get Samson to do what he wanted, which you guys put a hard stop on.
Sexual harassment.
Yeah, I mean, you did just start screaming. And so, after that, you guys went to Samson's house, went over some of the information and stuff that you had, and was going to spend the night together since things have been getting a little out of hand. Except Rosemary wanted to go back to see her girls. You know, she didn't live too
Bridget.
far. I said, yeah, Bridget. I'm sorry.
Although she could work if she wants. I don't know if she wants to.
You can work if you wanna.
You might finally have some money. But Bridget was going to head back, getting a ride from Usterio, when you saw someone kind of lurking about. Usterio ran right after them. Bridget ran inside to inform the rest of you guys. And when you went out the back, you found a very creepy little voodoo doll of Samson nailed outside. Voodoo doll is not the correct term for it. It's just the most similar pop culture thing I can think of.
It's
Several.
effigy.
It's specifically called a witch's doll. But you guys took after this intruder. You failed to find him, but he did go into one of the buildings, or one of the school buildings, which are locked after a certain time. So you know that he is a student.
I think
Or at
we
least
missed the
someone.
most important part, that Samson grabbed a kitchen knife and chased after
Yeah, I'm sorry,
this person as
Samson
well.
did do this.
Looking scary.
You're right. That is a very important part of this. So that was a fun thing to deal with. As you guys came back, you looked over the doll a little bit, but you also found a note that was in Rosemary's hand, who had fallen asleep on the couch. This note was calling for all of you to join a certain, I'm gonna pull up the name, Abner Wick. Someone who has come up a little bit in your study or in your investigations, who is inviting you all to dinner tonight, with it being about midnight right now. He gave you an address, he did not give you a time.
So I just need to let you all know that Luden grabbed the cord that charges my headset, which was just on the floor,
Mhm.
and he picked it up and stuffed it under my butt in my chair.
It's
And
because I wouldn't give him pets.
I do think he was looking for attention, but I'm like, my guy.
Bro, don't do that.
Anyway, I'd like to go to dinner.
Yeah, jumping over to you, when you had seen, sorry, I gotta double check something. Sebastian, when you had seen Dr. John Wheatcroft, you did what was obviously the most natural and what made the most sense. You ran away because you just shot a corpse and you got caught. After getting out, you did notice that none of your compatriots had followed you, but that also could mean they got arrested. So you were kind of hanging low just to see what was going on with that. You ended up going back to your apartment where you found later in the night, you found a similar note that added a little detail of that everyone else would already be there.
And a heart, simply.
No.
I get a heart? How special? Is it a real
you
heart?
did not get a heart.
Oh,
You
no.
are not
heart.
special.
I am not special. I am sad.
They dot their eyes with a little heart.
He does not. Sebastian might.
I write him a note back saying I don't get wined and dine after midnight. No. Yeah, I'll go to dinner.
Okay. Here's a fun game of how do y'all dress up for this?
I'm already dressed. What are you talking about?
No, I mean that is fair. You are dressed in like a work suit, which would
Leaning on
probably
a Fed smile.
which would probably be appropriate. You might need to like powder your nose a bit, but other than that, you're probably fine.
I feel like Bridget's also pretty glamorous already, dressed up
Okay.
with her pearls and everything.
You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when Mr. Calm Waters might be just around the corner with his very large wallet.
Hell, who knows? It might be a Mr. Wick that becomes Mr. Calm Waters.
That'd be a wacky turn.
That would be.
Twist!
Ah, so lovely of you to bring them here, my dear.
No.
All right. What about for Samson?
I don't think he owns a suit. Like, period.
I would push back. You probably own a suit from when you first interviewed.
Oh, yeah. Probably a really shitty suit, though.
Probably.
Maybe he rented one. I don't know.
Was suit renting a thing back then?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I'd probably assume more that you would have had one. Maybe a hand-me-down from your brother or something.
It sounds like
Yeah.
something.
Or your dad or
My
something.
dad, yeah.
Your grandpa's old suit.
So I think it's a suit, but it doesn't fit him well, period, at all. And he just hasn't gotten it tailored because he doesn't
Too
care.
big or too small?
Too big.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's too big. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you guys do wake up Rosemary, correct?
I think we already had.
Okay. Rosemary?
I'm half asleep. I'm like,
Right, you
what's
got like
going
fucking
on?
smashed.
Yeah.
Is that what Curtis says? Bro, you got like
No.
fucking smashed.
No. It's just like I just remembered like, oh no, she's
Yeah.
super drunk right now.
She is.
What's up? Why are we waking me up?
I think I just
Nobody
handed her
okay.
the
I'm gonna
letter.
just stare at the letter. Continue staring at it. Continue staring at it.
We have a dinner date with
Slowly
one
follow
Mr.
over.
Wick.
Oh. Why are we going to see a candle?
Walked right into that one, yep. No, not. Are you okay, dear?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm great. All right, let's go. Let's do this. We're gonna go see Wick, right? Wick. Wick. Yep, I got it.
Rosemary,
Uh-huh.
as you're talking, I'm not sure who exactly is holding it, but you do notice the strange Samson-like doll.
Oh, hey Samson. I didn't know they had your own had your toys out. When did we get one?
Can you roll me an occult with advantage?
Yo, Samson Funko Pop.
Yes, Samson Funko Pops.
If we were doing titles, that would be a good contender.
Yeah, it would be.
You said a cult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the O button? There it is.
Where is the O button?
I don't know how to roll at advantage. Should I just
Roll
roll
it
again?
again. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Nice. So, I had already described a little bit of what this was because I believe Samson rolled decently on it.
Mm-hmm.
However, you know kind of the basic thing of like what the purpose of this is. This would be like a witch's tool specifically used in like the New England area, used to like inflict a curse on someone, or reverse is used to get rid of a curse, but in this case you would probably guess it was the first one. The thing you notice, however, is this is not made correctly.
What's wrong
It's
with it?
it's got some hair and stuff in it for it, but one, the witch's doll doesn't have to actually look like the person.
Yeah.
It just has to have like some sort of aspect in them.
Uh-huh.
And two, no witch would ever nail anything to a tree. And like you see like this giant hole in it that goes all the way through, and you know that's not something that they would use for it. It's not a voodoo doll. It would be a conduit for the curse, not something that you directly hurt to cause the curse.
Like there's a poser.
A fucking dick.
So Rosemary's staring at it. Wow, someone really doesn't know how to be a witch.
Pardon.
They did it all wrong, you know? It's like you gotta just use sticks. You know, you to bundle a bunch of sticks and make a person out of it. And then put their hair in, and then that's all you do. You don't have to start a whole toy line. Could you imagine a witch having to start a whole toy line every time they needed to curse somebody? Oh, the trademarking would be expensive.
The real witches are Hasbro.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, that explains all the curse shit Hasbro's been doing the past, like, 20 years.
And then, why is there a nail in it? Who puts a nail in a voodoo doll? What the fuck?
It's not a voodoo doll, and you would definitely know that and be upset if anyone called it that.
Yeah, you put pins in voodoo doll stuff.
It would just be called a witch's doll.
This particular thing is a witch's doll.
Yes.
But they did it wrong.
Yes, they did make it more like a voodoo style, which is not at all from this region. And even then, if it was voodoo, they probably, you would guess they did that wrong too.
Like, pick an area of expertise. You gonna go to Africa? You gonna do it here? It's a fucking whatever. You know, shamans and stuff use these kinds of things. Yeah, they make it look like that, but we're in fucking America, okay? We're in America. And in America, we do witch stuff. You use bundles of sticks. You make it look like like anyone. You make it look like there isn't anyone, and then you just cast your spell on it, and boom. Or, okay, curse. Everybody always says magic or curse or automatopoeia. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Okay. I am going to say it slower this time for you. They did this thing totally wrong.
What does that mean?
That means they're amateurs. They don't know what they're doing, or they really know what they're doing.
I think
Which is kind of...
Samson goes over to the doll then, takes it, and just rips the head off.
Wait, no, wait, let's not do... Okay. I mean, it was a
Well, I
pretty
need
good
you
toy.
to roll it. No, I'm kidding. You're fine. Nothing happens.
Rolls that keep head.
I mean, I like the toy. Could you not destroy? Okay, all right, never mind.
And he's gonna take a knife. No, he's gonna take the knife that was in it, right?
Yep.
He's taking the head, not the body, and he's going outside, back to the tree.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna put the head where the body was, and he's gonna stab it right through the forehead, and he's gonna go back inside.
All right. You do.
Cool.
What? Rosemary's looking at everybody. What's going on? What happened?
Why would we know?
Well, I mean, you guys woke me up and said we're going to dinner.
All we know is on that paper.
Oh. Well, what's with the doll?
I think Samson found it.
Oh.
I did not. We all saw it at the
found it?
same time. It was fucking names right out of my head. Rosemary. Nope, not Rosemary. Fuck.
Scarlet.
Nope.
Anthony?
No, it's the one who's
Gary.
not in here. Bridget. No.
Mysterio.
Yeah, you're right. Bridget. Fuck.
Bridget.
in
It's not
here?
here. Stereo.
Oh, Asteria's not here. I counted wrong, and I'm like, where the fuck are you? So you're like one over from where you're supposed to be. Fucking Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Asteria would tell all of you that he has to go back home to change,
course.
and he will come pick you up.
Which never happens.
Okay. Bye, Stereo. He's a nice guy. I like him. So, where's dinner at?
The address.
Oh. Sounds fancy. Can I have another drink?
Mm,
No.
Okay. Can I go back to sleep?
No.
Okay. Can we go to the restaurant?
I don't
that's
have
the
a choice
plan.
in that.
Oh. Alright, cool. I'm going right there, right now. And she stands up and falls over. Not like hits the floor, but like stumbles. Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm safe. I'm good, guys. I'm good. I'm good. And she adjusts her glasses. Okay. So.
Would you like some water?
Yes.
Okay. I'll get her some water.
All right. You can very easily do that. Oh gosh.
Who's done?
Missing child.
Yep, Amber Alert. That's sad.
Okay. So, we're going to see Wick. Wick is who? He's the guy that the guy was talking to about selling the thing. Right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes, he
And
was talking about selling it to Wick and said he thought he could get more money somewhere else. And I
Mhm.
believe there was also a note from Wick.
there's a
Okay,
telegram.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look
That
in
was
the clearer picture ones. Yeah, there was a telegram.
Alright, I hope there wasn't anything that needed to be posted while I was out last time.
There
was
was, but
one.
we didn't get
One thing, yeah. We got it.
but it's okay. It's all good.
If you can post the letter just so people could see that, that'd be great.
Quote
Yeah,
us
give me
last
the
time.
number.
Oh no, he's not here.
If it's original, it can be dangerous. I can handle it. Bring it here. Don't contact anyone else. I'm not kidding. Stop Wick. All right, we should go and stop Wick.
Alicia, what is the
Mhm.
number for the one that you needed me to post from last week?
It's 14.
Okay.
It does say on it, Rosemary to dress up.
Reread the letter. This is a problem. This is a
What else
big
is new?
problem. I don't have a dress? No, I have dresses. It's just not. It needs to be fancy schmancy, right?
Christmas Calm Waters has something for you.
Bridget!
I'm sure we can find something that will fit you.
Yay!
What size are you?
Size?
Like on your character sheet?
Oh,
Size score.
Yeah, what's your size score?
you
I
can't
don't think Chris would
calculate your
have
size.
his 3 sizes for his character. That'd be kind of wacky.
65.
Okay, so we're about the same height, I guess, maybe. Yeah, I could probably find something. Might be a little loose on you, but we'll make it work. We'll doll you up.
Stereo did already leave, so you guys might need to hail a cab if you want to get back to...
Yeah, Stereo could take us there.
Okay.
I need you to do my makeup again. I'm
Sure.
sorry.
Yes. This one.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, guys, just fair warning. I have to collect the girlfriend at some point from
The
outside
Kalari
the
collection.
gate. Yes.
Poop.
It's an achievement, you know. If I
Mm-hmm.
collect her enough times, I get a little beep boop.
Or engaged or whatever.
Oh, that'd be such an amazing achievement. Just collect girlfriend 200 times and you get the engagement achievement. Hilarious.
Report back to us if that's how that works, Craig.
um
mhm.
just asking, would a stereo like come, how long does it take for a stereo to get there and come back?
Stereo does not come back.
Oh, okay, well, I mean, probably.
After
I
about
told you.
You're right.
after about maybe an hour or so, you guys start to get kind of worried. And you also realize you don't have a way to contact him.
I mean, we know we normally wouldn't because we don't have like phones and stuff like
I
that on
know.
a regular.
He just shows up. Like,
My
It's so weird.
friends.
All right, so in that case, we should take a cab.
Okay.
Who's gonna pay for the cab?
I think we can pay for a cab.
Okay.
Yes.
not-
Between all of you, it is not that difficult to pay for a cab. You can go to Bridget's place to get the nice outfit, or you can head straight there. It is up to you. Like I said, over an hour has passed.
So it's
I
like
spend that
2 a.m.
hour-
It was originally 12, so it'd be 1 now.
I spend the hour of downtime cleaning my gun.
Yeah.
I might need that.
Mhm.
Smile.
I am going to spend the hour sobering.
All right. That is all good, but you did not answer my question.
Yep.
I say we go straight there if
Yeah,
it's
we're losing
been
time.
if
Yeah.
we're running out of time at this point, or not running out of time, just like spending it too much.
That's up to you guys. He did not put down a time.
That is true. He didn't put
On
down
one
a
hand, it's
time.
his fault, but it'd
If
be
we
funny
show
to
up
make
at
him wait.
should we make him wait till 3 a.m.?
I
Quite
say
rude
we
to
should
break
just
plans.
go.
All right. Well then, let's head out to the fancy restaurant.
Alrighty. Let's hop over to Sebastian. Sebastian, is there any reason, like, do you go around the time you get it, or what do you do?
I put on my suit,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got a bit of a funky colored uh vest on in the suit, and I call it good enough. My hair is disheveled, but that is a requirement for an author of my standing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll go to dinner.
All right.
1 a.m. whatever dinner.
Yeah. It's not. It's a reasonable walk if you want to just walk there super late at night.
We call this look Squalor Core.
You don't think anyone's gonna rob you with how you look.
I think I'm gonna walk because cabs are expensive, and I mean, if they want to take my change, go for it, I guess.
So if you thought you were disheveled walking out, the storm outside has definitely helped with that. Uh, your your suit acts almost a bit like a parachute, just filling up with wind. Your hair is beyond tousled. Uh, you are just getting uh nearly blown about as you're kind of walking along. But you make it to the place with nothing going wrong at all. When you get there, you see there is a sign that says closed. However, there is a man who is standing outside. Uh, he seems to recognize you, and he goes ahead and opens up the door for you.
I'll give him a nod and head on in.
Yep. So you go ahead and head inside. This is a rather nice upscale place, like I kind of mentioned. Definitely one that you probably wouldn't normally be allowed in. It has what how to phrase this? It has what used to be quite an impressive bar. which has now been reduced to only non-alcoholic drinks. And in the far back, there is a rather nice stage where you would have performances. But what grabs your attention is there is a rather long table set up somewhat in the center, and there is a man sitting at this table alone. There is a woman standing off to the side by him, and he is looking over what seems to be a menu and talking to a man who you would assume to probably be the owner of the establishment, or at least some sort of chef or someone of some authority. The man seems rather nervous and seems trying to be pushed back about things, but the gentleman that he's talking to that is seated seems to be having none of it. As you come down, the man turns to look at you, and let me go ahead and post his picture.
I'm just
This
picturing
is,
him turning around like a fucking owl.
this is Mr. Abner Wick.
I'm gonna go give him a nod, sit down in the seat closest to him, and say, I seem to have managed to meet my friends. Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Uh, Mr. Wick seems to be about in his late 40s. He kind of gives the impression of someone who used to have, like, maybe a better, stronger physique that has now been kind of living a much more luxurious life. As you sit down next to him, you notice that there's, like, a very slight kind of sour odor and quite a bit of cologne.
We've all been there. I don't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Uh, he does, he gives a nod. Uh, and he says, Mr. Philman, correct?
Aggressively. Yes, that is me. I had to go look at my own name.
It is wonderful to make your acquaintance. I will admit I expected you to be the last to join us.
Well, I wasn't too far away. The place I've been staying isn't too far off.
Yes, your apartment.
Sure, my apartment.
He looks at the woman who is standing by him and he says, Carla, dear, why don't you go see what is holding up the rest of our guests? And she nods and she goes ahead out. And he turns his. He looks back at the gentleman who had been arguing with them a second ago, and he says, If you'll excuse me, my guests have started to arrive. I can rest assured that there will be no other issues with tonight's menu. You see the man, like, he seems like he is about to argue, but he gives another glance back over to Wick, and he kind of shuts up and uh, turns and heads back into the kitchen. So sorry about that. Uh, Getting dinner on such a late notice was a little bit of a headache, but I think it'll be well worth it.
Well, I rarely say no to an invite, so I'm sure it'll be lovely.
He nods. Uh, and as he does, you notice a Probably like a young man come out onto the stage, and he goes over to the piano and he starts to play it. Wick's back is to him, but he doesn't seem like he kind of perks up a bit at the music, and he's like, "Well, that's nice. I didn't think we would get an accompaniment tonight." Uh, anyway, Mr. Philman, why don't you, well, fill me in on how your investigation is going?
Well, I admittedly took a bit of a break the past few hours. Kind of surprised that the others will be joining us. I kind of assumed they had been arrested because, well, as you know, um, Lighter is dead, and then
Yes.
he acted a little less dead. So
Oh.
we had a bit of a odd reaction to that.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, I don't think I have any news on the papers if you're looking to buy them still.
That was what I was interested in having this meeting, is I wanted to see about uh what it would take to find and procure them, and how much you knew about what was really going on. But I feel like that is something that we can discuss once the uh, others come here. Tell me, are you
Yes.
a fan of Nathaniel Hawthorne?
Hmm. No, I usually prefer the darker leanings of authors.
Hmm. Poe, perhaps?
He was an interesting fellow, yes.
Would you be interested to hear that I have some manuscripts of his?
That is quite fascinating.
And basically, until the others come, he is going to talk about. It seems he tells you that he runs a. Sorry, give me a second. I have to find what the name of it is. He tells you he's an antiques dealer, and he actually runs his own store called Unconsidered Trifles. And he starts telling you about. He seems to already know that you're a writer, and so he starts talking about some of the different literary works and first editions that he has in his store.
I am. I'm sure they talk at length about the various authors and if Sebastian thinks that particular one is worth anything or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you can tell that Wick knows what he is talking about,
Mhm.
and he does seem to have a genuine interest.
Yeah, we have a nice conversation then, I suppose.
Yep. You've probably been there for maybe uh 15, 20 minutes. The rest of you arrive. The cab driver pulls up, gets out of the car to help the woman and such step out before, he asks if you guys will need a ride later.
I don't know how long this is gonna take.
And he says just to call the cab company then.
All right.
Yeah, and he'll go ahead and take off. You see a gentleman standing in front of the restaurant. He, of course, notices all of you, and he opens up the door for you as well.
All right.
Take point.
As you guys are coming in, he does kind of look at Rosemary, and he says, didn't get a chance to change.
What am I supposed to change into? Another jacket?
Wick has some extra outfits if you want one. He didn't think you would actually have the time to get changed.
Kinda shrugs. All I know is that I'm here to meet some guy that dropped a note in my hand.
It's a yes or no question, ma'am.
I did not have time to get changed.
It was a yes or no question for if you want one of the outfits.
I didn't have time to get changed, so obviously I want another outfit.
All right. He points you to the women's bathroom, and he says there should be, I believe, 2 or 3 dresses in your size.
Bridget will go with Rosemary.
Right. Both of you find 2 or 3 dresses in both of your sizes.
Talking to Bridget, why do we have to look nice? It's not that big a deal. In fact, we're pretty sure this guy is technically like a criminal or something like that, right?
Maybe, but it's easier to play his game and not get on his bad side before we even meet him.
He also offers the same for you, Samson, because your suit looks so sad. I think he literally looks at you and he's like, if you want to get out of your communion jacket, there's one over there too.
Communion jacket. He doesn't go to fucking church.
I know, it's a joke.
What are the brightest colors that he has?
Like for your dresses?
Yeah.
None of them are particularly bright. They're much more muted and more, I don't want to say traditional, but none of, like, no, I'd say more traditional. Think like dark golds, blacks, and reds. Maybe a navy.
Purple if you're lucky.
Yeah, there might be a wine-colored one.
Oh, I'm going with the wine-colored one.
Mm-hmm. Not to say these are, like, frumpy at all. They're just more traditional than a lot of the 1920s dresses that people think of.
Please define frumpy.
Traditional, like overtly traditional in like a not very flattering way.
All right, it was a funny no word, so I wanted to know that.
Frumpy.
Frumpy. You're not a strumpet if you wear something frumpy.
So
Usually, no.
question for Samson still stands if you wanted to go change into a nicer jacket.
He goes, looks at them.
Yeah, you see there are full suits for each and every one of you in your sizes.
That's terrifying.
Cringe, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any vests?
Yeah. They are full suits. Even have shoes and like nice socks and whatever those garter things are for socks.
Okay.
Matching handkerchiefs. Yeah, no, like it is all legit.
Pocket squares, dude.
Yeah, pocket squares. That's not the name of the garters for the shoes or for socks, but
No, but
But it'd be funny if it was.
you just used them for that too, Smile.
anyway, what does Samson do?
I guess he'll change into one that does fit him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's gonna leave the coat and he's just gonna have the vest.
Okay. Yep. You do that. Not crazy colors or anything for the suits, you probably just grab a black one.
Yeah, black or brown.
But yeah, you guys are able to regroup and join in. You see your good friend Sebastian already sitting down and seeming to have a conversation with Wick.
Sebastian.
Oh, I was wondering when you'd arrive.
Hey,
Hello.
Sebastian.
Hello.
Ah, wonderful. You all look quite lovely. Thank you for accommodating my such a sudden request.
Quick
It is
question, Sebastian. Did you see the note? The
What?
letter?
I was invited to dinner, yes.
Of course, I couldn't leave out dear Sebastian.
Okay. Who are you?
Of course. Why don't you go ahead and take a seat, Miss Riley?
He knows my name, and I don't know how I feel about that. And she slowly sits down in a seat, like smoothing out her dress.
So the
I'm
fact
sorry. Where are my manners? And he gets up, and at the very least, he offers the seat for Bridget.
Quite the gentleman.
I try. Bridget, you also notice that kind of like sour smell to him, and the quite a bit of cologne that seems to be trying to mask it.
Fortunately, she's probably used to that.
I know.
So she doesn't even like pay it no mind.
dinky.
But he gets you set, goes ahead and sits back down, and he says, "My name is Abner Wick. Uh, I would probably describe myself as a gentleman of some small private means who likes to dabble in antiques. I have my own antique shop, the Unconsidered Trifles. It's quite wonderful. If you get a chance, you should come. You should come give it a look." But I also had quite a bit of a business relationship with Professor Lightyear, and it is unsurprising but with great sadness that I've heard of his passing.
Hmm.
Now, I am to understand that all of you are currently investigating the whereabouts of the papers that not Doctor, Professor Lightyear had been studying before he passed. Is that correct?
studying is a loose underestimation of what he was trying to do with them. Yes.
Oh, I'm aware. I was. Let's just say I had a manner of involvement with his little operation. I am quite aware of the means that uh, Professor Lightyear was capable of. However, these papers that he got his hands on, well, they were not like anything that he has dealt with before. I would like to ask all of you, do you understand the gravity of the situation that you are all in? Has things been happening to you? Things you can't explain? Maybe seen things or heard?
Even if they were.
I'm sorry, no, I did not hear what you said.
And if they were,
Well, if they were, I would say that we do not have much time.
we.
Yes. I'm by no means an enemy in this. I wish very much so for you to find the papers as quickly as possible. The longer that they are missing, the more damage they can do.
Okay. I really need to ask this question. And this time, please answer it.
Yes.
Who are you?
I already told you. I am Mr. Abner Witt. An enthusiast.
Okay, but as far as I understand it, you're doing a whole lot of illegal right now.
Miss Riley, can I interest you in perhaps a little bit something stronger to drink?
Goodness knows she's had enough tonight.
I'm sure she has. They have quite a fine several vintages that they keep here. Very hush hush, but I'm sure you would love to try them.
Trying to buy my silence, it's working.
Oh my god.
Fucking Samson just rolls his eyes.
The gentleman comes back out, the one that you, Sebastian, had seen talking to earlier. And Abner looks to him and tells him to go ahead and surprise him with the wine choice for tonight. Well, he says for specifically Miss Riley, and he wants his own vintage for himself. The man doesn't seem shocked by this at all, nods, and heads back out.
Alright, so what's this one gonna cost me?
Cost you what?
You want the papers. What else do you need? Just the paper, that's it? Nothing else?
He laughs, just kind of like I don't want to say mirthless, but it's there's like a slight rehearse to it. And he says, "Oh, only the papers. Yes, yes. What I am asking for is for you to find and procure the papers and for you to give them to me."
No.
Now, Mr. O'Neill, you haven't really heard everything yet. Is it really so fair to jump to such a sudden denial?
I'm not selling the papers to a man that Professor Leitner decide worthy.
You see like this twinge of anger, and he says, Professor Lightyear was greedy. It had nothing to do with how I run my business. He wanted more money, and, well, he suffered for it. I really hope that you would not be the same. The gentleman comes back out, and he goes ahead and pours wine for all of you sitting there from one bottle, and then from another bottle that does not have any markings on it, it's just got a black label on it. He pours for Mr. Abner.
Bridget will stop the waiter from pouring into her glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just moves on and pours for the next.
Oh, no. Fill hers up. I got it. Don't worry about it.
We're gonna have a long talk about this habit of yours.
Okay. I want to remind everybody what we have witnessed today.
I'll give you today as a kind of freebie. Personally, I mean, everyone else saw the corpse, right? Like,
Yeah. Do you guys not remember a couple of hours ago we watched a corpse sit up?
Ooh.
Yeah,
You see,
Samson's
like,
not
a bit of
paying
concern on
attention.
Mr. Abner's face.
Yeah. Samson has not taken his eyes off this fucker. And he's not
We-
listening to anyone else.
We really do not have much time.
What's time for what? What's happening? Explain, please.
I am trying to.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. I have been interrupting you.
It
I'm
is fine.
sorry. This day has been trying. I thought I was going to sleep today. I'm not going to sleep right now.
It's all right. I have a very important question for you first, though. Steak or chicken?
steak.
You see the man behind him writes it down. Anyone else?
Oh,
Not hungry.
both is good.
Miss Calmwaters?
Suppose if I have to pick, chicken.
Mr. O'Neill?
He shakes his head.
Oh, you're practically skin and bones. Fine. And the man goes back in to, you assume, cook the meals. So, it is rare but not uncommon in my line of work to come across certain artifacts that many would rather deny or not believe in the existence of. I am sure that what you have seen throughout your investigation may have shaken some of your previously held beliefs, some of your faith that everything in this world can be known. There are forces, there are powers, and there are things that are beyond our line of understanding. A quite long time ago, for most people, there was a very bright woman who came into contact with one of these beings. This woman, being far more intelligent than most at the time, devised a sort of labyrinth to keep this creature locked in. Now, a labyrinth can be many things, but the biggest thing that it needs to be is something that cannot be solved, something that cannot be escaped. This woman, as bright as she was, did it through a series of equations, more complex and more, honestly, quite above what many even today can figure out. And through this, she was able to hold it at bay. She lost her life for this, was burned at a stake, but the deed was done and the creature was sealed. That was until your dear Professor Lightyear got a hold of it. Now, not nearly as bright as this woman was, but he handed it off to a certain Cecil Hunter, a student of his that he used to forge the paperworks. I don't know exactly what happened. I highly doubt that Cecil was intelligent enough to actually solve any of the problems. More likely, Cecil messed up in recreating it, and through this creature has found a way to slowly leak through. It is escaping its labyrinth, and it is only a matter of time before it will be rid of its bonds completely. Ah, our food's done. That was rather quick. The gentleman comes and serves food for those that asked for it. For those who did not, he puts a salad in front of you. In front of Mr. Wick, there is what seems to be pork, maybe? It's a little difficult to tell what type of meat it is exactly.
It's human. I mean, we all know that, right?
Is it people?
He has some mashed potatoes with it, and something that looks maybe like asparagus. But when he cuts into the meat, you do see it bleed. He eats it and seems to be quite happy with his meal, much to the disgust of the waiter, who is being quite open with his facial expressions at how he feels about Mr. Wick.
Is this Mr. Meat like super raw?
Yeah.
Like it's still mooing if it was beef?
Well, his is pork.
Well, yeah, but like just like is it like
No, it
Does it look
looks
cooked?
pork raw?
cooked.
Well,
But
cooked
And I
meat
should
doesn't
say,
bleed smile.
none of you have it. You all have what is very easy to identify as steak or chicken or the salad.
But it bleeds.
Yeah, have you ever cut a steak before? It'll bleed some too.
A little bit of
I think
heme
we
will
know,
come
but
out.
also
But
we
it's not
Like-
Not
bleeding.
pork when
here's-
you cook it, though.
Don't think pork's supposed to bleed.
No, it doesn't.
It's not blood that comes out of.
Yeah, but it
meat when
looks
you
like
cut it.
blood.
Okay.
Here-
Much more
here-
watery.
here's another question for you.
Are you talking to me or Wick?
To you.
Okay.
Does it have a distinct smell that doesn't smell like anything we have smelled before?
It smells a bit like pork.
Well, I mean, guys, if it smells like pork, then it smells like pork. It must be pork. I
Pork
see
with
no
something
reason.
injected in it.
I see no reason to believe otherwise.
I mean, it's a well-known trivia fact today that pork and human look the same
Similar.
from a meat perspective. Yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
what? No, it's not people. It's pork, guys. I enjoy my steak.
Copium.
It's done very well.
That
That's
is
unfortunate.
awful.
Wick goes ahead and dismisses the man, and he heads back to the kitchen. And he looks to all of you to kind of judge how you're reacting to this news.
Not surprised.
Mr. Wick, I mean, no offense by this, but you seem to know a lot and have a lot of power, at least around here. Are you one of these unknowable things?
Of course not. I've already told you. I'm just Mr. Wick, an enthusiast.
An enthusiast of what?
Why, of antiques. Interesting collectibles.
And how did you come about this information about this witch who was burned at the stake?
Wasn't that hard. I just did my information when Professor Lightyear explained to me the papers that he got.
Okay, all right.
I mean, Miss Riley, I thought you would be quite more intrigued by this, what with your own collection. You should definitely understand the curiosity around things of this nature.
I completely understand. However, you have to understand, of all people should understand that the veracity of these things needs to be obtained.
The veracity.
Yes, you know, how much evidence you have to these things. At this
To
point, I don't even know if these papers exist, you know?
Oh, they do. I've seen them.
Okay. So then who would you say also has an interest in these things? You seem to be a person of abundant wealth, an abundant wealth of knowledge.
Oh, I'm not the one conducting the investigation now, am I? To be
I
honest,
suppose not.
I am not entirely sure. There, if it wasn't for Mr. Hunter's admission into uh, the asylum, I would have suspected him. But considering he is effectively out of the picture, I cannot say for certain who exactly I am the most suspicious of. Did Lightyear perhaps do something to make sure that no one could find the papers after he passed? Did Mr. Hunter himself hide them away? Or was there another party, one that I am unaware of? Perhaps someone who has nothing to do with even the nature of the papers themselves. They might know nothing about what they are capable of. It could simply be someone who was spurned by Professor Lightyear and simply wishes to get back at him even in death. I will tell you this, though. Whoever has these papers, they are undoubtedly affecting them. There is no way that anyone can hold on to these papers and remain sane.
Uh-huh.
And do you have any way to get around that problem?
Oh, yes. This was the other thing I wished to bring up. Thank you for reminding me. As I said, there is something in there that is leaking out and will escape, even if you find it. Even if you find the papers and give them back to the dean, it
They're
will escape.
destroyed.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What if they're destroyed?
Then
Burned,
you
perhaps?
destroy the labyrinth and the creature escapes immediately.
I would like to try to tell if he's lying.
Discern the truth.
Go ahead and roll
Science.
me a psychology.
Ah, fuck. Clearly did not build my character properly. That's okay. Alright. Let's go.
You rolled pretty low for it.
I'll spend some luck there.
17 luck.
We'll never play this game again. It's fine.
I mean, okay.
So much luck.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You are very sure that he is sure in what he's saying.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. Darn.
Good use of luck.
I was gonna
46.
say, I'm
To be
sure the crazy man thinks he's crazy.
I mean, that is kind of how deducing.
I was trying to tell if he was lying to us, which
Yeah, no,
would tell us something himself.
he is not lying.
Okay.
He is not lying at all.
Does this fall in line with other occult things I have studied? Like the premise of destruction would just release it, that you could theoretically make a labyrinth out of
Roll an
math,
occult.
so on and so forth. Okay.
Okay, nice. As far it's difficult because when it comes to labyrinths, there is actually a lot of occult leanings with it. I mean, going back to just simply ancient Greece. But you have heard of different hypotheses that a labyrinth does not necessarily have to be physical, that it can be made of different things, or that it does not necessarily have to be a building. When it comes to the occult, things like metaphors and symbols are very, very important, sometimes more so than anything in reality. And so it is not, there is nothing that you have read that would suggest this isn't possible, but there also isn't anything that you've read that necessarily relates directly to it.
Would it be possible to essentially create a new labyrinth and release it into that instead, if this one is falling apart?
Possibly. Of course, it would take quite a great deal. You would have to be strong enough mentally to withstand the onslaught from it. Possibly physically strong enough for it as well. And you would have to create a labyrinth that well, I will call it by its layman's terms, what a demon would. You would have to create something that a demon cannot escape. And you see, he doesn't seem to like using that word, but he's trying to phrase it in a way that he thinks you will understand it.
Mm-hmm. For carrying the burden, is that perhaps like the mental strain? Is that perhaps shareable, or would it be one person taking the brunt?
It would probably be one person. I don't see how you would share it. But you don't need to worry about any of that. If you give me the papers, I can take care of everything. I will make sure that none of this horribleness comes to pass. I can guarantee that this creature will be resealed and you will never have to worry about it again. You can go back to your peaceful lives. You can sleep soundly at night, believing whatever it is you wish to. And you will never have to delve into these matters again. You can rest easy with a clear conscience.
Okay, I have two different questions.
Yes.
First, what is the name of this entity?
I don't know if it even has one.
So you have no way of referencing this entity at all?
I do not believe that the original woman that sealed it gave it a name.
So how were you able to find out this information? What
I told you,
studies did you do?
I did my research. It wasn't that difficult. You just have to know the right places to look. I have quite a bit of primary sources on hand. And like I said, I was able to look at the papers before Professor Lightyear took them back. I was the one that first looked at them to see how much value they would be, and I tried to warn him extensively of the dangers of trying to sell it the way he did.
Okay. So since you can't give me a for sure way of confirming whatever you're saying right now, and let's be clear, I don't think you're lying. Just you have to understand that a lot of this is kind of fantastical. So,
What did the corpse do?
I don't know. It all happened so fast. It just kind of sat up, and then shooting happened, and then it was down on the back on the table. And honestly, it's starting to feel the whole hallucinogen gas theory makes a lot more sense than this creature being released into the atmosphere or into our world happening. There hasn't been something like this in actual recorded history with any amount of truth behind it in years, centuries. So for you to just claim these kinds of things, it's hard to believe. Even for someone who's done their homework and their research, it's hard to believe.
Okay, then don't.
Yeah, that kind of touches up on the second thing. What if we don't help you? What if we just let this thing happen?
How
If it is
many
even happening.
how many days has it been storming?
I don't know. 2, 3 days?
No. It's been going on for several weeks. And getting worse and worse.
Then wait. Do we remember it having stormed over several weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean,
So that was from like first session, but I understand if you don't remember that.
I mean, It's been drizzling for a couple of weeks, but that's not a big deal. Yes,
You're
we've
right.
had a few gusts every now and then.
The rain is not a big deal. It's the wind. Listen, Miss Riley. You seem to be a wonderful woman, and I took you to be a little bit brighter than how you're acting right now. If
Okay,
you
I
simply
don't like being insulted, though.
if you simply wish to not believe it, you are more than welcome to. I understand there's quite a lot of comfort in that. In simply letting things be. Mushrooms, or not mushrooms, toxicity and gases are so much calmer and easier. Things to explain, things to avoid, things that you can rest easy knowing that you've taken care and solved it. You are free to believe that if you wish. Let's instead look at it at a much more reasonable way. There are some very dangerous people that Professor Light upset. These people are not good people and clearly have the means to possibly harm the professor. Maybe he was poisoned by them. That seems decently likely given the suddenness of his death and these toxic fumes you said you might believe in. Well, these are dangerous people, possibly murderers, uh, who will stop at nothing to get their hands on this paper. I am aware of some of them, and I know for a fact that they have not gotten it yet. I think safe to say it would be in everyone's best interest to find the papers. If simply so that they will stop poking around your nice, quiet, quaint community, and so that you can all go back to living in relative harmony, unaffected by the sour, seedy underbelly that these men have come from.
Kind of like tapping her fork against the plate as he's talking. And she looks to be a lot of thought.
Mhm.
Okay. Then my last question. Why are we here? Like, why have you brought us here? Is it just to explain to us the urgency of what we're doing?
Well, yes. I mean, it was to help make sure that you were aware of some of the danger that you were getting into. I thought it would only be, uh, well, I thought it would only be the kind thing to do was to let all of you know what was going on. You are putting yourselves in quite a bit of danger. At the very least, you should know where it's coming from. And
Aren't
of
you
course,
also putting yourself in a lot of danger? You don't seem to be worried, though.
um, I myself have been known to be quite a bit of danger sometimes.
Hmm.
But I wanted to simply give you a chance to see what it was exactly that you knew, to help out with your investigation any way that I could, and to possibly give you an out that I think once you find the papers, you might be desperately looking for.
We do have to stop storms.
You
I'm
don't
sorry.
have. Oh, go
I
ahead.
did
Go
not
ahead.
hear what Noah said.
We do have to stop the storms.
Yes, sorry.
You don't have to do anything. But Okay. Let's say I buy everything you're telling us. Is there anything we should know moving forward about Lightyear, about Hunter, about the papers themselves, other than that it's some kind of labyrinth?
Well, let's see. When you get the papers, I would definitely avoid looking too closely into any of the formulas. You would not want to be drawn in there yourself, and you certainly would not want to encourage the creature to find another way out.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that anyone who has come in contact with the papers will not be of sound mind. You have already heard what has happened to Cecil. You already should have some idea of what happened to Lightyear. Anyone who has seen these papers or has delved into them for any length will not be the same. They will be dangerous, and in most cases, they will probably do whatever they can to retain the papers themselves. It would not surprise me if perhaps the creature has. What's a good word? Possibly driven them to find a solution.
Well, you've been in contact with the papers. How do we know that you're not driven to some solution?
I am not like any of those men.
Right, but you haven't told us how or why. You just want us to give you the papers with no indulge us. If you want our help, you have to give us more than you'll handle it.
I've already answered this question that you seem so fixated on. I am Abner Wick, an enthusiast.
But that doesn't give us a how, that gives a who. You're dancing around my question now, dear.
You're quite a wonderful dance partner.
Hmm.
You don't need to worry yourself about the how.
But you want our help. I'm not gonna blindly help somebody without giving us.
No, I think you're a bit confused. I don't want you. Well, I don't necessarily want your help. I'm offering my help.
In
You
what
don't
way?
care.
I mean, I would like the papers.
You don't care what happens to any of us. You don't care what happens to this town.
He doesn't answer. He just drinks his wine.
What do you want with the papers exactly?
To add them to my collection. They're quite a curiosity.
And how would you secure them if you got a hold of them?
More asking on the how. I told
No, this is more important to us than anything else. How are we supposed to come in contact with the papers without going insane ourselves?
you don't read them.
That's it? Just make sure you don't read the papers.
Yes.
How do we confirm that they are the papers that we are looking for then?
He thinks for a moment and takes a sip. Well, I suppose whichever one of you believes yourself to have the most grip on your mental acuity could take a look at them and see.
Wow.
Or you could bring them straight to me.
looks over at Bridget. I don't know if this guy's going to be any more help to us or answer any more of our questions.
I think you're right.
Samson, do you have anything else you want to ask?
Samson hasn't really been talking this entire fucking time. He's just been watching Wick.
Mm-hmm.
And watching the people around.
Do you want to roll anything for Wick?
Not good enough to do anything that I want to do, so.
It's up to you.
Could always try.
It could be psychology, spot hidden. I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, look.
Sebastian?
Sebastian also hasn't been talking much, but he seems much more okay with this than you guys do.
Seeing those two. Sighs. How much do I owe you for the steak?
It's on the house, dear. Besides, I think we both know that you can't afford it. You might as well accept the gift.
She sniffs. And then says, I cooked it wrong.
They did. He says it very point blank. No, they didn't.
We're just going to have to agree to disagree.
I think Alicia when she said they cooked it very well, she didn't mean well done.
No, yeah, it was.
I know what I said. We shall agree to disagree, Alicia.
Mr. Wick, would you indulge my curiosity for a moment?
Of course. Curiosity
What are
is
you
my
drinking?
business. It is my own vintage.
Care to share?
It takes a very specific flavor profile. I don't think you would care much for it.
Try me.
Drink the danger liquid. Drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it.
He shrugs. And he calls the gentleman over and says, the lady here would like to try some of my vintage. And you see this waiter's face is horrified.
I take note.
Give her the juice? The juice, dude?
And he takes the bottle and walks it over to you. And he whispers under his breath to you and he says, "Are you sure?"
I hold out my glass.
It's gonna be fucking blood.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He pours a very small amount in.
Thick.
Is it enough to like feel if it's warm or anything?
It's cold.
It's cold.
Well,
Squashed.
it's room temperature, I think, is how most
Okay.
wine's served.
I mean, red wine, yes. White wine's usually
Yeah.
chilled, but
It's a red wine.
I sniff it.
Okay. It has like I'm trying to think what to do for this.
Does it
Oh my
smell
God.
like iron?
Can you roll me a medicine?
Oh God.
Ha ha.
Like, I'm smarter than my
watching with
character for the first
fascination as
time.
this shit happens.
Oh my god, I have a 1! There's no points!
You could roll a 1.
Extreme failure.
So you kind of sniff it. You can definitely smell that, like, there seems to be like some sort of spices in it. It gives it a very unique kind of smell to it, almost like if you were having like a mulled wine. But it's very distinct. It's not something that I think you would be relatively like familiar with.
The one usually has like cinnamon in it. Oh no. Do I try it?
It would be
Fuck it.
rude not to. You ask for a pour.
You're right, I did. It would be very rude. I take a sip.
Okay.
Oh god.
Roll a sanity check. Smile.
That is
Right?
exactly what it is.
Fucking right?
Fucking told you.
Roll a sanity.
I
Well,
love the amniotic fluid of an elder god. It's fine.
your mind opens to.
Too much.
Okay. I'm sorry, give me a second as I figure out how much you gotta fucking roll.
Oh god.
You're just immediately gonna puke.
Let's see.
It just explodes.
On the list of shit you think your players are gonna do, this was not on it, was it?
No, it wasn't. Listen, when we are done with this, I'm gonna tell you about all the shit that I added to this, because, like, I had to add a lot to this game.
Really.
That right there was one thing I didn't add, because why would I?
Chaos crew, let's go.
Let's just do... Yeah, that seems good. Okay. So, it's just gonna be... You lose 3 sanity.
Hell yeah.
As...
Is that also to the one that I lose for failing?
No, this is the total sanity
Okay.
you lose. So you go ahead and you take a sip of this, and it tastes good. Like, no lie, it has a bit of like a sour taste,
It's
but
ambrosia.
mixed with the spices, it tastes good. But as you are drinking it, you very immediately realize that this is blood. There
you.
is blood in this. And the part that really kind of messes with you is that, like I said, it tastes good. You could see yourself drinking this. Like, having this more than just once. It slides down your throat so easily, so smoothly, and just the sheer wrongness of what you are doing mixed with the kind of delicacy that it is, it just clashes too much with you.
So
And I'll leave it up to you if you need to throw up or rush to the bathroom or what.
I mean, you said it tastes good, right?
It does.
She's
But
probably not
you
gonna throw it
also
up.
know immediately what it is.
I brought the blood in this.
She will slowly put the glass down and give Mr. Wick a look. And look is like it's it's like a raised eyebrow. It's almost like annoying like look. It's like, you have quite the palate, Mr. Wick.
Why, thank you, my dear.
Quite the palate.
With any luck, you won't know more than that. Now,
Fuck does that?
And
I
he's
appreciate-
a fucking threat. He'll eat you.
thank you, Noah.
Oh,
He stands and he says, "Is there any more questions that you have?"
Is there a good way to get in contact with you?
I was just about to leave my business card with you. And he pulls it out of like a pocket that he has on his side and hands it to you, Sebastian. It's not anything really fancy, but it does have the name of his antique store and where it's located. It also does have a phone number. He says, best time to get me is more towards the evening. I must admit I'm a bit of a late sleeper. But the store will
Fucking
always be
vampire.
staffed.
Mm-hmm.
Vampires don't eat bodies.
suck.
Neither does he.
Hey.
We don't know that.
It's fair.
Bridget has a good
can't-
idea what it could be.
They can though.
I mean, anyone can eat a body.
Yeah.
It's not special.
Yeah, like you're not different.
That would be another great title. Anyone can eat a body.
It's objectively true.
Anyone can eat a body. He's not special. But he will go ahead and he stands up, pushes his chair in, and he starts to leave. As he does, you see the gentleman from outside kind of I don't want to say like appear, but very silently move next to him. And after a little bit, you see Carla, the woman that he had spoken to earlier, come in, and she is holding a rather beat up stereo.
Stand up.
The fuck?
She goes ahead and sets him down, and Wick looks at her rather strangely and says, I never told you to do that. And she says, wasn't me. He asked me to find out why he was late. I found out.
The fuck?
Wait, who's beating up my boss friend?
Your boss friend.
And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Beat up a stereo.
I will say, as soon as Wix like gets up and walks away, Bridget will get up as well and walk out of the restaurant and throw up.
And then
Yeah.
throw up.
She's a lady. She has to, keep a certain image,
Uh-huh.
but she does go outside and throws up
Like out the back
Like
door?
a lady.
like a lady.
What's the check to hide intention?
Hide intention. Like, what are you trying to hide?
Okay. Rosemary is like super excited about everything, but she has been trying her damnedest to just like remain calm. This may not be actual occultism happening. Maybe all your dreams are not coming true. We have to make sure.
I would say disguise.
That's fair.
Do you only have a 5 in it?
Maybe.
I mean, to be fair, you are drunk right now. Like, I doubt you're hiding it well.
No. I don't intend to hide it well. It was just I want to point out that Rosemary was definitely like not into what was happening. She was just, imagine that you were told that you were given $1 million right now. You'd ask a fuck ton of questions. Where'd the money come from? Why do I suddenly have this money? What can I do with this money? Am I holding it for somebody? Is it mine completely? And this guy is going, yeah, no, money's yours. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's all your money. There's no way. Oh, that is Kawaii.
Well, we are done for today.
I am gonna dip, guys. I apologize. It was a
Okay.
great session. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Good night,
thank
Chris.
you. Take
Fun.
care. Say hi to Kalari.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.